Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Thursday. I'm Leslie Watkins. So we're coming up on Thanksgiving and I love this time of year. I love all the fall colors. And I went through some of my older things that I've made in the past, and I came across this little treat placeholder, and the name on the tag says Amelia, and I thought that was kind of funny because my new kitten's name is Amelia. And so here's this little treat holder and with her name on it. But we're going to do something similar. We're going to do a decoration similar to this, which I thought was so pretty. Let me zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see better. But this was a cluster of leaves with some gold foil, and it was just tied on with this pretty little twine. Here's another one similar. This time there is heat embossing on the sides of the treat holder. And then finally I have this note card holder. So this is big enough to hold some 3x3 note cards, and I did this quite some time ago because this is a really old die, but it's so pretty. I love the colors. So I thought we would do something similar to this. I like the idea of having a hostess gift to bring to a Thanksgiving event. So if you want to give your hostess a little present, some thank you cards would be very nice, some gratitude cards. So that's the idea. I'm going to keep it kind of short today. I already have my box bottom and lid ready to go. So the lid is going to be Cajun Craze and the bottom is going to be Mossy Meadow. And for stamp sets and dies, I'm going to be using this one. It's called Fruitful Blessings, and I love the acorns that are on here, and I also like the pears, and it comes with some dies that will cut out those things, as well as this really pretty leaf shape. And actually there's a couple of different leaves there, and it has corn, and actually it's a two-step corn, so that could be really cute. Now I have some things ready to go here, and I painted these pears as part of the Watercolor Card Club, and they could be fun to use. By the way, if you're interested in the Watercolor Card Club, there's still time to sign up. All you have to do is subscribe to Notes from Dandelion Cottage. You can do that by going to my website at dandelioncottagedesign.com and sign up for Notes, and you'll get all the information about the Watercolor Card Club, and also the kit and the instructions to make the box base with all the supplies that you'll need to decorate a cute little 3x3 gratitude card box. These are some of the acorns that I've already painted, so these would be fun to use. I've got those. These are those very pretty leaves. Let me see if I can get you a good look at these because they are so nice. So these are the leaves that were cut out of the distressed gold paper using the die set from, this is stuck together. There we go. Okay, so that's the Fruitful Blessings die, and you can see it they have all the little veins and the wonderful detail. They're very fine, they're very delicate, so I like those a lot. I've also gone ahead and I have painted a number of these little leaf clusters using this stamp set, so that's nice. And then I have over here, I used the Magical Meadow dies, but I used them in autumn colors. And among these dies are these really pretty little acorn shaped cutouts. So let me show you that. This is one, I already cut one of the acorns off. Let's see if I've got a different one here to show you. Here's a green one. You can see how fine all these things are. They're just gorgeous. And there's even a little juniper berry spray. So I think you can get a sense of just how fine and detailed these things are. So we might use some of those as well. And here they are together in a tag that I showed you earlier. Okay, so very cute. So that's the plan. Let me clear off the space here so that we can get busy. I'm going to check my settings, make sure that they're working correctly. That looks good. I see Kelly and Ginger. Good morning, ladies. How are you? We had a frost this morning. Winter is definitely coming here in New England. Now the sun is out. It looks like a beautiful day, but it's a little bit chilly. And I think this week is going to be the last week to get all the yard work taken care of. So that's what I'll be doing. All right, I'm just going to move these over a bit. Now, one of the things that I want to do, so this is the, I don't know if you can see the scores. Let me just fold it so that you can see them better. And this is what I call a reinforced box. So it's very, very sturdy. It's going to have several different layers, and it's going to be very clean on the inside. You're not going to see any of the tabs or the joinings. It's just going to be a very nice, sturdy, well-made box. So that's what my top looks like, and you can see I have this panel here to decorate. Now in my stash, I do have some little pieces that are already pre-cut. I don't want that. That would work. And I think what I want to do is I want to have a little bit of the mossy meadow on top, because that will pull it all together. So let me get a piece of that out. Do a quick measuring. So we want this to be about 2 1/4 square. The box is square, so let's just do 2 1/4. Let's see. I think I want it to be a little bit bigger than that. Let's go to 2 1/2. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on this little platform. This is what's going to be decorating the top of the box. So I can put this aside for the moment. Get my pieces. And I think what I want to do is I want to touch up some of these a little bit. I don't want to see all this white. These were painted on the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, and I just want to tone down some of those white areas so it looks a little more finished. And then I've got these really pretty gold leaves, which I want to be forming the base. All right, so let's get those glued on there. When you have these beautiful dies and the cut and emboss machine, it's really, I like making extra die cuts, as you can see here, so that when I want to use one of these sets to design something, I have all the pieces ready to go and I can just begin the design process, which for me is my favorite part. Using all of the painted and the cut out pieces with all these wonderful specialty papers and gold foil, any heat embossing, all that done ahead of time so you can just grab the pieces and have fun. And what I tend to do is I have my shoebox containers, the plastic shoebox containers, and I will just put the Thanksgiving things together in one container, the Christmas in another, and so on. And that way I can just grab it off the shelf and it's ready to go. So I'm going to begin with my gold layer. I'm just dotting a little bit of glue on my leaves like so. Grab my tweezer. I think this is a particularly beautiful die decoration for these foliage backgrounds. I'm very happy with that. The distressed gold paper, I believe, is on low inventory right now, so if you are running low or you don't have any, you may want to make sure you get an order in as soon as possible. I did post the November host code up at the top of the Facebook page, so so if you're interested in getting some of that, I will also be posting a list of the materials that I'm using today, so you can just click on that. I'll put that in the description below after the video, and and you can pick and choose whatever you like. Okay, so there's the base for my design, and it's really pretty. I just have a little bit of glue over here. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come after it with my glue eraser. Where's my bone folder go? I just had it in my hand. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll use this one. There it is. Okay. All right, now if you're wondering what a glue eraser it is, it looks like this. It's a piece of rubber. Long ago, when we used to do paste ups and mechanicals using rubber cement, we used this to clean up the thing that we were working on, and we called this a rubber pickup. But now a lot of people don't know what that is anymore, so we call it a glue eraser, but they're really handy, and that just took all that glue away from there, so now that's just fine. And I've got my acorn cutouts. I like this this is the new Ind Color Pecan Pie, and I like that quite a bit on there. So maybe we'll use a little bit of that also in the background. I'm just building up a couple of different layers to add some texture, and then on top, of course, I'll put my acorn cluster. Remove the excess glue. I'm going to snip that. Make that a little bit shorter. Okay. My acorns. Does everybody have their Thanksgiving plans set? Do you know what you're going to be doing for Thanksgiving? Are you entertaining? I think I'll put this like so. Hold that for a minute till it grabs. And I'm going to add a few more. Ginger says she loves the distressed gold, that it gives everything so much texture. Absolutely. You know, we also have the gold foil, which is beautiful and very sparkly. but I agree, Ginger. I think that the Distress Gold is really so much more, well, I don't want to say it's more useful because they're so different, but let's just say I find myself using it more than the other because I think it's so pretty. Okay, I'm just going to add 2 more acorns over on the other side here. So I'll just turn this around. And I'm covering up the Distress Gold a little bit, but really I'm positioning the acorns so that they fall in between the leaves, and all of this is going to be covered up, so I'm not too concerned about that part. Alright, now I have to fix up my painting here. I want to take out that area where you can see the white. So to do that, what I find to be the quickest, easiest thing, I'm going to grab my blending pen. I'm dropping everything. Alright, hold on. I've got to go get another one. Now you could do this a couple of different ways. Of course, you could do it with your inks. You could do it with any of your blenders and the markers. But I'm going to use a blender pen because I find that these are so quick and easy to use, and I can get exactly the effect I want. And I can do it a couple of different ways. I can either use my ink pad, so I'll show you that first. So let's see. Let's try the Cajun Craze. All right, so what I can do is I can take my ink pad and I'm going to use the larger tip. I've got a little bit of ink in here. I can just tap on my ink pad and then zoom you in. I can just use it as if it were a marker, and I can get into all these tiny little places. So I think it's really handy to have one of these blender pens right with your other tools, so if you ever want to make some quick touch-ups, you can do it that way. So that's one way you can do it, and that only took a second to do. Okay, so there it is. You know, the sponge daubers are great for going around the edges, but they can't get into these tiny little places the way the tip of the blender pen can do. The second thing you can do is get out your watercolor pencils. So here's one. This happens to be Cajun Craze. So I can just add, I can rub a little bit of color wherever I need to add some, and then I can use my blender pen again, and that's going to activate that color, and it's going to help me to blend it in with the surrounding areas. And then to clean the blender pen, just rub it on a piece of scrap paper until the color stops coming off and you're good to go. I keep mine in my colored pencil case. Okay. Now that that's ready, it's going to go on the lid something like that, but I think we need some ribbon. Oh, I have these. Do I want to add these? Let's see. I don't think I need those. Excuse me, I just had a coughing fit. Now I think I'm going to sneeze. All right. There's two things I want to do next. So one thing is I want to add a little extra bling, and for that I'm going to get out I have some gold ink. So I'm going to get my sponge dauber. And this is the Delicata gold ink that we had some time ago for Christmas. And I'm just going to put a little bit of extra shine around the edges. By the way, this cluster of acorns was painted using the inks on the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, which has a very nice thickness to it, so it makes a really nice tag. But I wanted this to be even more dimensional, so what I did was I layered it up on some cardstock. So I just sort of laminated the two together, and now it's very sturdy and thick, and I like that because I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals on the top of the lid, and if it gets bumped I don't want it to tear so easily, so that will go very nicely raised up on the surface here. I'm using plenty, but before I put this down, I want to get a little bit of my copper ribbon because that's so pretty. The copper ribbon comes in a pack with the natural, they're calling it the natural ribbon, and I'll show you what they both look like. So here they are. I think I have an opened one. I do. Okay, I've got another one here. So let's use these. Now the copper ribbon is a metallic ribbon and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a lot of shine, so I definitely want that. But the natural ribbon is very interesting because you can fray it, and it might be fun to have a little piece of that on there as well. The other thing about the natural ribbon is that it's nearly an inch thick, so it's just a slight bit less than an inch. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull out some of this so that I have a really cute fringe on the edge. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So let me just catch that thread. I've got two. There we go. I've got two of them here and they're getting tangled, so let's see if I can separate them. Where's my picker tool? Getting there. I think what I want is to not have this so long. I've got fuzz all over everything now. But to put this so that it's directly underneath and just these fringes show. So I'm going to cut that again and cut it in two so I'll have enough for two boxes. All right. Okay, now we've got something. So for this, to attach this, I'm going to use my, let's see, what do we have here? I have some glue dots. I'm just going to go ahead and press those. I'm going to put 4 of them on there. Hi Della, nice to see you. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I've changed the time to go back to the original time, 12 noon on Thursdays, because we have daylight savings time coming right up. And also I think it's easier for people to remember just one time instead of having several different times. So I will be live on Wednesdays and Thursdays, both at 12 noon. And then when after the holidays, I think I'm going to come back on for the Marvelous Monday for just a short time. So that'll be coming up as well. Now for the bow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my tear and tape, put that on the back, peel away, and then I'm going to attach my bow like so. Okay, so that's right, adhere to the bottom of this panel, and I've got plenty to tie here. Too much. So you see I'm building up lots and lots of textures on here, and then of course at the very end I'll be able to add some other embellishments. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to have my main decoration, I'm going to have to zoom you in, you can't see what I'm talking about, position something like this. Okay, so that means that my bow is going to go right about here. Get that the way you want it. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And I'm going to put one more glue dot underneath the bow just to keep it in place. Okay. All right. So we're just about done here. I've got my lovely acorns. All right, this tail wants to stick up. Okay, so there we go. So there's my decoration with all this really fun texture with the fringe from that natural ribbon, the beautiful copper shine from the metallic copper ribbon. My acorns are bumped up. They're on this cute two-tone platform with the mossy meadow and the I don't remember which color this is. I think it's a retired color. It may be fresh fig. And then that stunning distressed gold paper with the leaves in the background. So I think that's really pretty. And that will be centered on the lid of my box, something like that. And I will show you the finished box in the thumbnail. Now, I'm also going to want to put some embellishments on here, and I haven't quite decided if I want to use the some of the gold sequins or the rustic dots, things like that, or if I want to use those, trying to think of the name of the liquid drops. So you all know what I'm talking about. Where are they? I don't think I have them handy right here. I think I packed them with me when I went on my live event the other day, so I don't have them out. But yeah, there's all sorts of different things that you can use to add a little extra sparkle to your box. And if I get out the other one, so here's the one I did before. We can just take a look and see what that's going to look like on there. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. I will have full instructions with all of the measurements and the pieces in the box and bag making workshop coming right up. If you'd like to learn more about that, make sure you're on the mailing list for notes from Dandelion Cottage, and you will get notified of the registration and how to get your kit. And I will be back on Wednesday for Watercolor Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you then. Remember, we're having the clocks changed this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, so it's going to give us a little bit of extra daylight time. So stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I will see you next time.